Good to see you all. Thanks for joining me. My daughter is of the age that somehow she's gotten into Frozen, and for me, Frozen has to be one of the most irritating of all the Disney films. I just don't like it. But it's a good thing because, as you know, many things and people and stuff in life are irritating and agitating. And as the great song says in Frozen, just let it go. But how precisely do you just let it go? Now, all of this takes practice. So, you might get the understanding right here, right now, but you've got to do it so it becomes embodied, so it becomes remembered, so it becomes something that you can do when you realize you're starting to get irritated. Yeah. Now, essentially, your meditation practice is as well as completely consciously being able to switch off and relax, like to physically, emotionally, mentally bring yourself back from a point of agitation. You can settle your brain waves into a different place as you get familiar. But the other thing is really what you're doing is, instead of feeding a particular thought pattern, say you're irritated at a person or a problem or an event. Now, the more attention you put on it, the more this irritation starts to grow. And the more you think about it, the more it swirls you around and captures you. And all of a sudden, that's all you can see. So, but letting it go, whether in the early beginnings of that, which I suggest you do, or even later on, is a matter of taking your attention off the problem, the story, the fear, the anger, the frustration, and shipping it over to something else, firmly planting it there. And it's an interesting thing because in meditation, people say, I can't stop my mind. Now, that's brilliant. You don't want to. You can't. It's a force of nature. You think because you're alive. So what are you to do? Instead, you get some distance. You change your relationship. And so you're not changing your mind. You're simply pulling your attention or shipping your attention to something else. In this case, in the mini course that we've got here in the dojo, the breath. And there's going to be more coming. There's going to be more meditation, guided meditations coming. Okay, so watch out for them. But you get really good at bringing it back onto this one thing. You could say it's focus. So you get very good at going, yep, I'm just coming here. No, coming here, coming here. And the cool thing is you get to see the irritation that you get when you forget. Oh, I've forgotten again. And instead of getting into that dialogue and winding yourself up and that I can't do this, I'm no good, I'm useless, you simply patiently, persistently go, chung. You don't allow the irritation to grow because you start to see how we create our own irritation simply through that internal choice. And it doesn't seem like a choice, but when you meditate, that's what exactly it becomes. It becomes so clear. And your ability just to, I'm getting so wrapped up in this thing that's annoying and agitating and I can't do anything about it. And it's kind of really feels horrible to be so wound up in this thing. And so you develop this ability to step back, bring your attention to someone else. And of course, you get into the story, you get into the agitation a little bit, and then you flick out. The more you do this, the quicker you're going to be able to just step out of it, which is a beautiful thing because then you could become free from your emotions, free from that turmoil, and you go, hang on, this isn't going to do me any good getting all upset, wound up about a Disney song, about anything, That doesn't mean you don't go up and say, hey, look, can you change your behavior? Can you do this? Can you help me with that? But you don't suffer at 3 a.m. getting all agitated and wound up, right? So letting go starts now. And it starts through getting out of your head, being present, say, to the breath. Boosh. You bring your breath in, you get really curious, really involved, really interested in the fact that I'm breathing. And the fact that you're breathing also brings down those emotional, mental, any kind of agitation there. And you become present. You narrow your horizons to this, the things that you can touch, sense, feel, be involved in. And that is how you let go. Now, the more you do it, the more you develop that muscle. So get started now while the going is easy. Okay? So many people think, I don't know what it is. I used to be the same. It's like, well, I'll prepare for life when it hits me in the face. For the annoying people, the unwelcome, the unexpected. And you got to do it now while the going is easy. It's like training for a marathon or something, right? Why not run around the block now when you're fresh, rather than showing up at the start date and go, oh, I've got a marathon. If you can join the dots there. Yeah. Be present, disconnect from this into your lived experience, your sensed experience of now. Right? Use the breath, use essential attitudes, use all of these things so that you can anchor yourself here. Good stuff. Yeah, we all stress about stuff we have no control over, or tiny little things like children's songs, or the fact that our partner leaves her socks all over the house. These tiny little things that really destroy our emotional well-being. And for what? So practice this. Just shift your attention, shift and shift and shift, and you get so good at it. But it allows you to see how we create it. It's not them. It's not the socks. It's not Disney inflicting this song on me, right? It's my choice to get involved in it, immersed in it. So I hope that helps, because there's always something, right? And the ability to draw your attention so completely away and get immersed in something else is a beautiful one, because then you're free. You're free from all those triggers. That cool trendy term that, oh, you're so triggered. I got triggered. We all have buttons. And it's learning to disconnect the wiring, because our loved ones especially know our buttons, right? So let me know how you go. Let me know if this has helped. But recognize, and I'll finish with this, is that there's an old Buddhist saying that perhaps in life, pain is inevitable. Like, shit happens. To use another shorter one. Life happens to us. But as the Buddha saying goes, suffering is optional. And suffering comes from that involvement in the stuff that we can't control that's really quite petty. Yeah? So you're setting yourself free, not just from irritation, agitation, but all of suffering. Because you're not allowing the focus, your active focus, for it to build into this monster that grabs you. Right? Anywho, I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments how you found, how you discovered that. And as always, the more you practice, the more you get. And it seems to me this is a wonderful practice, because you can do it now. And when you show up to now, which is showing up to life, every part of your life benefits. There's not one part of your life that doesn't benefit from you not being here fully. Hello. So, as always, you don't meditate, you don't practice letting go to get good at letting go. You get good at it to be good at life. Right? So, if you wonder where to start, in the guides, in the mini course, in the 200% Life Meditation and Mindfulness Dojo, check out in the guides section. Yeah, if you're already a member, just go there. If you're not, we'll hook you up. Cool. Have a lovely night, and let me know how it goes. Thank you as always.